Hello, everybody. My name is Charlie here with Grossi 1000, here to do the second episode of the interview.
Today's episode, we'll be interviewing Australian independent wrestler who goes by the name of Ryan Rollins. We'll be asking him around about 20 questions or more about his career and just about his life, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment down below who you want on other episodes that we'll try and get. And make sure you subscribe down below as well. Hope you enjoy.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Okay, hello Ryan. The first question is, when did you get into wrestling?
Where did I get into wrestling? I was 12, and I remember my mum came home and she said she was at work, and someone came in. They started talking wrestling, and she apparently said, I know a friend called Tricky D that wrestles for this company called PCW, and they're looking for people. And so my mum came home. She told me. I started training. They actually didn't want me training because I was actually too young at the time. But my mum insisted, so she actually got me in this whole mess.
Oh, well, that kind of answers our next question.
Yeah, it does. The second question was, do your parents approve of you wrestling?
What was that, sorry?
Do your parents approve of you wrestling?
Oh, no. My mum hated it at first. She got me into it, but she thought it was just a temporary thing. But as soon as she realised, she came to training, she saw what I was actually doing at training. She hated it. She couldn't stand it. She eventually said, if you ever do those thumbtack death matches, I'm going to get in the ring and I'm going to hurt you myself. And she hated it. She was not impressed.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's interesting. The third question is, what made you come up with the name Ryan Rollins?
That actually started as that started as a joke. I was actually wrestling under and eventually a wrestler that lives in Sydney, who's actually retired now, called Bruiser. He actually made fun of, because I have a speech impediment. If you listen closely, my R's come out as W's. So instead of saying Ryan Rollins, I'd be saying Ryan Rollins. So he made fun of me at that all the time. And he wanted up at Nightmare Wrestling. He wanted a party sort of tag team called Team Awesome, and would come out and just party. And they wanted the freaking sweet Ryan Rollins and super sexy Rick Monday or something, who was Harley J. Webster in Melbourne. And he wanted that, so he changed my name to that and wanted me to come up to Sydney and do that, and it eventually just stuck with me.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, who is your favorite person to wrestle in the ring?
Favorite person? Who's it been? Crackerjack, because all the matches are easy. He's an excellent worker that just we both each other, just my wrestling and his wrestling, his attitude and my attitude sort of feed off each other. I respect the guy. Mike Burr and Jay Andrews, a lot of tag team matches with them. I love those guys to death, and they can always bring the best out of me. Definitely.
Oh, cool. Did you have an idol, who you love when you were younger? From WWF or WWE or?
Oh yeah. Billy Kidman, definitely. All the WCW cruiserweights, but mainly Billy Kidman.
Yeah.
I remember just watching him, and he was. Well, no, funny story. When I was younger, I always thought that I was going to grow up to be 7 foot tall, and I was going to be doing power bombs and choke slams and being the big guy in wrestling. Eventually, when my mom told me I wasn't really going to be that tall, I started focusing on all the smaller guys, and the first guy I sort of noticed was Billy Kidman doing all the shooting stars and all that sort of stuff. So I started watching him, and I got hooked even more.
I can see now that now you used to mention him, I can see where you get most of your moves from as well, that kind of thing. Most of your moves from as well,
that's a compliment.
That kind of thing.
Have you?
That's a compliment.
Have you ever wrestled any famous international superstars?
Okay, well, my first one was probably Teddy Hart, and there's actually a funny story behind that. I was wrestling a show in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and he came into the show, and he was the main event. So I had wrestled my match. I wrestled another guy from Lance Storm's class, and he came to the show, and his opponent hadn't shown up yet. And it was about 5 minutes before the match, and he's like, my opponent's not going to show up. So the promoter comes up to me, and he says, Teddy's opponent hasn't shown up. I want you to work with him. So I shit myself just straight away. Like, I go up to him, and he's like, yo, kid, have you seen any of my stuff on YouTube? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, that's it. And we just went out there and did it.
That's great.
And besides that, there's D.H. Smith, David Hart Smith, and Lance Hoyt. I've also been in matches with Trent Beretta, El Generico, Samuel Del Sol, and Lance Storm.
Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite move to do?
The 630. It's scary as hell, but I love hitting it. I love the reaction it gets.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't done it much in Australia because I don't know. Like sometimes it gets hard to do. With all the low roofs that the Australian venues get, and the rings are sometimes not so good.
Yeah.
But internationally, that's my finisher.
Oh, cool.
Where have you wrestled in the world?
There's been Calgary, Alberta, Edmonton, Mexico City, and I did tryout matches with the Ring of Honor in Philadelphia.
Nice.
That's awesome. Do you have any advice to people that want to get into the business?
Just get into it. Like everything comes clear after that. You just got to start doing it. Like a lot of the younger people say, "Oh, my parents won't let me do it. My parents won't let me do it." I think wrestling is safer than football. You see those guys, they land in places where they don't expect to land in. Like all of a sudden there's a knee coming at you, all of a sudden there's a guy jumping on top of you. Wrestlers know what's coming. We know how to fall, we know how to do this, we know how to do that. Those guys, they have no clue what's coming at them. So the parents will let them do football, they'll let them play football. I got nothing against football, I love football, but they'll let them play football over and over again. That I honestly think it's way more dangerous than wrestling. So I'd be more glad if my son was going to play do wrestling than football.
Yeah.
Who from Australia do you think will make it overseas?
There's a lot. Australia is actually, everyone thinks, I hate when people say, Australia's not that good or Australia has bad workers. Everywhere in the world has bad workers. Everywhere in the world has bad wrestlers. Australia has a lot of good talent. There's a lot of people that can make it in wrestling. You'll get Shane Hates, Mikey Nichols, Ryan Eagles, Robbie Eagles, Jonah Rock, Elliot Sexton, Josh Shooter, Colin Cannon. There's heaps. I think a lot of people can make it. Anyone can make it. It's where your mind is at the moment. You can either. A lot of people think that they can stop training, and that's cool. And I don't need training. You never stop learning in wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keep going and going and going and going. It's the people who stop learning and they've already looked at all that. That's when you don't have it.
Alright. What's it like being a gay character in MCW? And was it your idea?
Oh, the old Ryan character. Well, the honest thing is, it's not a gay. Is that? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, continue.
Sorry, someone just tried to call me. The Ryan character, not an actual gay character.
Oh.
It's a fashionistic character. You'll hear every time the crowd will chant gay. I'm not gay. I'm just into. Okay, yeah. Not actually gay character. Um, yeah, it's more of a fashionista character. And the idea came about was I was only going to debut for MCW if I was going to be the bad guy. They said, you need to be the bad guy. That's the only way we can squeeze you on the show if you be the bad guy. And at that time, I was just doing the plain face good guy. And I was like, I can't be a bad guy. I'm small. I don't have a bad guy face. To be completely honest, I don't know how I'm going to get away with this.
Charlie?
And at the time...
I'm doing something. I'm doing an interview with the rest.
At the time, my...
So I need to go.
My girlfriend had left her jacket in my bag.
Yeah.
And it was like this really lame leather jacket, and I put that just for a laugh, like with my gear. I'm like, hey, I look pretty good. So I thought that'd be good to come out into the ring with that. So I came out, I just started dancing, doing a lame dance, and I got backstage, and they're like, that was excellent. We couldn't believe that. That was an excellent character. They just gave me all these compliments. I'm like, wow, it's just keep evolving it from there. And then who made the decision to make my theme song Lady Gaga? But that happened, and so yeah, it all of a sudden transitioned into this. And the little pictures that I've got, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was not even a wrestler, manager in MCW called Rena Christine, and she came up to Sydney for PWA to do like a boot camp.
Yeah.
And she quit. She quit within the first couple of days, and she gave all her gear to Josh Shooter. So Josh has all this gear, and he's like, I don't know what to do with it. So he gave it to my girlfriend, Kellyanne English, and she gave it. She had it, and I'm like, oh, like as a joke, I tried it on, and I'm like, I should do this as well. All of that, and then the theme music came out, then the character came out, and it just all happened on its own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was no one's real decision to say, you're going to do this, and you're going to do that, and you're going to do this. It was sort of, this is going to come from this is going to come from that. It all sort of just made itself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
That's a good story. Do you watch WWE and TNA at the moment?
Whenever it's on. The thing is, like, my main hate with people that are in wrestling, like actual wrestlers, is they'll be like, I don't watch that crap, or I don't watch that crap, that's shit, I don't watch that. You watch any wrestling you can learn from.
Yeah.
Whether that be TNA, WWE, Ring of Honor, PWG, Japan, Mexico, England, you can learn anything. So anyone that says, I don't watch that, doesn't want to learn. That's all there is to it. I will watch anything that anyone puts in front of me. Like, I was at Matt Double's Face House the other night, and he's like, let's watch all this hardcore stuff. And I'm like, please, chuck it on. You never know what you're going to learn.
Yeah.
You never know. So I'll watch anything.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have any other hobbies besides for wrestling?
Not really. Which is quite sad. I like punk music, but everyone likes music, so I can't really call that a hobby.
Yeah.
I like to. Oh, yeah, no. Everything that I call my hobby, like going to the gym, has to do with wrestling somehow.
Yeah.
So it's not really its own hobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you could be any current WWE or TNA superstar for a day, who would it be and why?
John Cena. Because he's got a lot of money. I think I'm going without girls following him. I think that'd be some.
That's funny. Who would your dream person to wrestle against?
Probably Kurt Angle. I was watching him like 5 minutes ago.
He's pretty
Kurt Angle, I reckon. He'd be
great.
able to teach me a lot. Yeah.
What's up with your hair? It's pretty crazy.
It is very crazy, isn't it? It's just a typical punk hairstyle. I don't know. I got back from Canada and my hair had grown really long by then because I couldn't afford a haircut when I was in Canada. So it had grown a lot. So I'm like, I want to do something different. I just want to change it somehow. So yeah, I just got my girlfriend to shave and just shave it all off. Like, well, not all of it, obviously, but
Yeah.
99.9% of it.
I like the photo that he had on Facebook, the hair erection.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Backstage an MCW show, and my hair was sweaty. I had all the oil off my hands. I just chucked it all up, and it gave Casey Cassidy and Carlo Cannon a bit of a laugh to see that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The next question is what's your first reaction to when people say that wrestling's 100% fake?
My first reaction, I honestly think it's rude.
Yeah.
Like, you see an actor doing a movie, you don't go up to him and say, "Nah, mate, that movie's stupid. I don't think that movie's good at all." Like, how do you think their reaction would be? Do you think they'd be like, "Ha ha ha," you know?
Yeah.
I don't think it's rude. Like, if I squeeze someone's finger, like, I just hold their finger and make other people believe that they're actually in pain. Do you think that's an easy thing to do or a hard thing to do? It's pretty hard. It's not easy. As well as fake, I don't think that's the right word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, it's such a degrading word. I don't think that'd be the right word. I think if someone came up to me and said, "Hey, it's all predetermined," like, well, it is, but that's necessarily a bad thing. If you ever actually watched a good wrestling match, they'll be like, "Oh, I watched the Great Khali versus once." I'm like, come on, man. Have you actually seen a good match where it gets on the edge of your seat and say, "Wow, what's coming next?"
Yeah.
And they can't answer that. I'm like, that stuff's the fake stuff. You watch the real stuff, man. You watch the stuff that'll actually have you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah. I think that's most PWG shows.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're doing something different.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. You'll have a lot of people that will actually bag that style of wrestling. You're like, man, you go sit in that front row and don't be on the edge of your seat, and I'll give you $100. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So, how did it feel to be stapled in the chest?
It's tough. What do you think it feels like?
I wouldn't know.
It's not pleasant, but when you're out there and you see the look on everyone's face, it sort of gives you a bit of an adrenaline rush. I'd rather be stapled in the chest by Cracker Jack than be chopped by Cracker Jack. Let's face it, okay?
Well. What are your predictions for WrestleMania?
You know what? I don't like to predict it. Like, honestly, what's your favorite show? What's your favorite television show?
I have no idea.
The Walking Dead.
Let's just say Walking Dead, yeah. Do you sit there and think, what, like, every little detail, what's going to happen? No, because it ruins it. You sort of expect something. I don't like predictions for anything because, like, I like to just not really think about it until it comes, and then you're like, okay, I have no idea what's going to happen, and you'll enjoy it a lot more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the final question is, can you pronounce Fandango's name properly?
Not until you let the A's breathe.
That was amazing.
Cheers.
Okay, thanks for coming on and doing this interview.
That's good, guys.
And good luck in AAA.
Triple A, yeah.
Close
enough.
Yeah.
You got watched any stuff?
No, I'm gonna have a look at some of their stuff. Is they have stuff on YouTube?
Oh yeah, a lot of it. If you get a chance, one of my favorite AAA workers is a guy called Aerostar. If you're at Aerostar, you'll be amazed. You'll absolutely be amazed. He does different stuff all the time. It's crazy. You'll love him.
Oh, cool.
Okay, cool. Thanks for coming on.
No worries, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good one.